Hey Bremerton, Josh Farley with the Kitsap Sun here with the Great Cris, Cris Larsen. He's got hometown shows coming up this week. And Chris, how many stories do we have for him today?
We got 5 stories. I got the math right. 5, because that's Josh Farley with the Bremerton Beat Blast. BBB, live.
Stick with us.
But the perfect woman, I know it's real.
Welcome back to this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number 1, we begin with the Kitsap Community Food Co-op. The co-op, which has existed since 2008, opened a pop-up store inside Sweet and Smoky Diner last November. They're only about 200 square feet of space right now, but they can now grow into 1,500 square feet in the storefront recently occupied by Park Avenue Pets.
Well, for the first time in 10 years, we are about to move into our own brick and mortar store location. We have a huge pedestrian community that's moving in, people who are food savvy, who have high standards for sustainability in what they eat, who believe in fair wages. The Food Co-op is a community-owned grocery store, owned, operated for and by this community. We will bring healthy food to this food desert in downtown Bremerton for the first time. We want to be the anchor store for this region, and this is where we'll start.
Story number 2 today, Glenn and Lori Stockton recently uncovered a treasure trove of documents from World War II inside their 1942 built home. Their home is unique. It's an old firehouse that existed in Manette and trained up what were called air wardens. These were specialized positions that existed on every block in Bremerton to ensure that everybody blacked out their homes in case of an aerial attack by the Axis powers.
You know that there are people in Bremerton that were writing these in detail about what to do with incendiaries, about what happens if a gas attacks, how you can protect yourself against a gas attack, and all of those kinds of different things. So it's just fascinating stuff. And this was found underneath, on the lowest level of the house, up under the engine bay where there's a crawl space. So obviously back in the day somebody just put them up there to store, and they've been there for whatever it has been, 70, 80 years. People were obviously tremendously prepared for whatever came. I think that was the intent here.
Story number 3 today. The Great Cris Larsen has been a comedian since he was growing up in East Bremerton. He's been entertaining crowds all over the world as part of the USO tours. But you have a chance to see him here locally as he takes the stage at the Clover League this weekend and next.
So when in kindergarten, I was in the play Nutrition and You, and I got to play lead potato. Can you believe that? They picked me for lead potato. And as I was going out on stage for my very first appearance, I got caught up in the gunny sack, and I fell down and rolled across the stage, but I jumped up and went, ta-da! And everybody started laughing. And so I got hooked in kindergarten. But I've been touring since the 80s. I'm in my 30th year of professional stand-up comedy, and I'm at the peak right now. I just did a bunch of shows with Creedence Clearwater Revival, and I'm going to be doing shows with Bill Engvall, and off to California coming up. You know, there's nothing better. If you can make a little kid laugh and grandma, to me that fills my heart better than everything. So.
Story number 4 today, the Wheaton Way corridor study is underway. The Washington State Legislature funded this $450,000 study, and it will look at what we can do and what steps we can take to change the Wheaton Way corridor from Highway 304 all the way up to McWilliams Road. Rod Stevens and Dan Peck have been retained as consultants and they plan to have a report done by August.
We're not reinventing the wheel, really. This is about taking what's already been talked about in the community, figuring out how to put it into action, and making Bremerton an even better place, and basically reconnecting both sides of Wheaton Way into cohesive community and neighborhood, and also tying both sides of Sinclair Inlet into a more comprehensive community, tying Bremerton back together more so than it has been in the past.
And finally, story number 5 this week, what's on tap for your weekend, brought to you by Silver City Brewery Tap Room. It's the Bremerton Brew Fest this weekend. It will take over the Louis Mentor Boardwalk from 4 to 9 p.m. on Friday and from noon to 6:30 p.m. on Saturday. Tickets are $15 for military, $20 in advance, and $25 at the door. You'll get tickets and be able to try about 100 different beers from 36 different breweries. Also this weekend, a celebration of all things LGBTQ+ at Kitsap Pride, a festival that's been going for more than 20 years now. It'll take over Evergreen Rotary Park from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. this Saturday. That's our show, everybody. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Enjoy this beautiful sunshine, and we'll see you again in August.
Music for this week's Bremerton Beat Blast is performed by Tiffany Wilson. Her song Daydream was featured. Tiffany will take the main stage at Kitsap Pride this Saturday at 3 p.m.
The Bremerton Beat Blast, live!
Stick with us.
Woohoo!
It's sort of live. I mean,
It's canned.
it's canned.
It's live right now.
All right.